Good morning, Ryder, and welcome to The Loop, your easy way to stay up to date with everything in the entertainment world. I'm James Wrona.
And I'm Sammie Dinon.
And we are back this week with some brand new stories, so we figured we'll just jump right into it. So, first up this week, Courtney Cox may need someone to be there for her, because she has recently broke off her engagement with Johnny McDade after a tough fight to try to make it work. Sources close to the couple tell TMZ that the Snow Patrol guitarist packed up and moved out of Courtney's homes in Malibu and LA shortly before Thanksgiving. Well, that is crazy. Oh my gosh, they were so cute together.
I know. I feel bad for her. She's been through so many relationships in like her time as a star, and it sucks when you're famous because everyone knows about it.
It's all in the limelight, and now we're reporting on it on The Loop.
I know.
You know, so best of luck to the both of them.
Absolutely. I mean, I really hope that, you know, they can be happy and everything works out the best for them. Moving on to some lighter news, Amanda Bynes has been on the show so often we might as well give her own segment at this point. But this time, she's doing her thing working really high-end fashion in West Hollywood. As you guys know from earlier this season, Amanda Bynes has recently decided to start a new chapter in her never-ending Amanda Show by going back to school at the Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising this year. Clearly, she's picked up a thing or two sporting this beautiful dress leaving Craig's in West Hollywood. And that was just on Monday, so what a great start to her week.
What a great start to her being in the limelight again. I think that she is picking herself up, and I think that she is starting to do big things. She's going back to school for fashion, and she did look really cute in that dress.
She did. It was awesome, and I'm just so happy for her. Like you said, like she was going through a lot of like issues last semester, and we were talking before, and it's just so nice to see her back and happy again.
I am rooting for Amanda Bynes 100%.
Always.
She is gonna get back on her feet. And moving on, speaking of some high-end fashion, we have the ever lovely Katie Rust with us, and she is going to give you all the latest in this week's fashion segment. So Katie, what do you got?
Hey guys, I'm Katie Rust here with this week's fashion news. Let's start with a story that made my middle school punk self burst with joy. That's an article by the New York Times showing some love to Doc Martens. The article titled Doc Martens From Punk to High Fashion discusses the evolution of the company over its 55 years, which has always been a symbol of youthful rebellion. You got that right. And how it's never truly gone out of style. Now even major fashion brands such as Alexander McQueen, Calvin Klein, and Coach have taken cues from the Doc's distinctive features. Those features can be defined these days as a line between militant and punk, and these boots will always have a piece of my heart. Moving on, as the seasons change, there are new rules set by fashion that begin to dictate what you can and can't wear. Or maybe not. An article by Bustle titled 9 Fashion Rules to Break This Winter has a few that I am so on board with and others that I'm not feeling so much. The first rule on their list to break is no white after Labor Day, which I'm all for. I mean, come on, there are so many cute white pieces that I own that I have to feel self-conscious about showing up to class in. I'm all in favor for breaking this rule, and to be honest, I probably will. Another rule that they said to break is crop tops are only for summertime. While I'm all for breaking the mold and being unique, it's also 10 degrees outside. Nuh-uh. I'll be here bundled up in a million layers admiring your brave souls from afar. Someone we all know too well, Tyra Banks, is tooting her own horn a bit, taking credit for certain trends, now saying she did them first. During an interview with USA Today, she was not afraid to throw around a few I told you so's, mentioning that she sees similarities between contemporary fashion shows and ideas that were implemented on America's Next Top Model. She was quoted as saying, "People were thinking I was crazy for doing some themed fashion shows on the show, wanting girls walking in water that's ankle deep. But now that's normal." But hey, there's no denying that Tyra knows her way around fashion, so I say give credit where credit is due. Finally, how can we have a fashion segment without talking about one of the biggest events of the year for fashion, the Victoria's Secret Fashion Show? Before I begin, let me just say to all my guys that may be watching, yes, it's a fashion show. While I'm willing to admit that the models can be fun to look at, it's also a pretty big deal for us fashion fans as well. Some of the musical entertainment will be such lovely ladies as Ellie Goulding and Selena Gomez. Also, The Weeknd's gonna be there. Let's see how well he's able to feel his face around them, am I right? The Victoria's Secret Fashion Show will be airing on CBS on Tuesday, December 8th at 10 p.m., and I definitely will be tuning in. That's all for me, and now back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you so much, Katie. And moving on, there was a new addition to the world, I hear, this past week. So I want to tell us about that.
All right, guys, check this one out. We have a new addition to the Twitterverse, and she's already bringing in hundreds of retweets. The beautiful daughter of Ice-T and social media extraordinaire Coco, Chanel Nicole, is already taking after her mother, posting a selfie to Twitter shortly after she was born. The tweet reads, "Okay, I'm the newest on Twitter. What's crackin', world? No haters allowed. So best of luck to the new parents, and don't let the haters get you down, Chanel.
Well, I am definitely rooting for Chanel. You know what? Don't let those haters get you down. She's gonna keep on doing her thing.
And she's adorable. Just look at her. She's so cute.
She is adorable. And yeah, she is definitely taking after her mother, already getting hundreds of retweets. And you know what? That's a bigger Twitter presence than any of us.
I would say, she's doing better than most people will in their entire lives. So, like, good for you. She's like, what, a week old at this point?
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? There has definitely been a star that has been born.
Absolutely. And speaking of stars on the rise, here's Mikaela with our latest movie news.
Hey everyone, I'm Mikaela Batts here with the latest news in the world of movies for this week. First of all, there's no way I could let this week go by without talking about the highly anticipated and even more highly talked about new Hunger Games movie. The finale to the epic saga, The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 2, sees everyone's favorite protagonist, Katniss Everdeen, played by the ever-lovely Jennifer Lawrence, as she teams up with her closest friends, including Peeta, Gale, and Finnick, for the ultimate mission. What lies ahead on this mission are mortal traps, dangerous enemies, and moral choices that will ultimately determine the future of millions. I just have two things to say about this movie. Number one is that President Snow needs to be taken down. And number two is that I'm officially Team Peeta. Like, come on guys, have you seen Josh Hutcherson? Moving on from something as serious as what will become of Katniss and the gang, let's talk about a movie that's sure to make you guys laugh. In The Night Before, Seth Rogen, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and Anthony Mackie are sure to get you guys in the holiday spirit, or something like that. The movie tells the story of lifelong buddies Ethan, Isaac, and Chris, who for the last 10 years have gathered on Christmas Eve to celebrate the holidays with a bang. However, as one of them prepares to become a first-time father, the friends realize that their annual tradition is coming to a sad end. So in an effort to make it as memorable as possible, they plan a night of shenanigans and hilarity by searching for the holy grail of Christmas parties in New York. It's been a while since I've seen a Christmas movie that made me laugh. We're talking about Elf here, people. So I am definitely excited and hopeful to see this movie. Speaking of Christmas, it's that time again where I tell you which movie is most likely to blow up at the box office this weekend. My bet's on the new Christmas horror film, which sounds weird even saying that, Krampus. You guys thought that Getting Cold was bad? How about this guy coming to town if you weren't good this year? Let me go start my volunteer work, because I'm not trying to have this guy come to my house. Krampus follows the dysfunctional Engel family, whose squabbling has caused their young son, Max, to lose his festive spirit, and well, you can guess what happens next. That boy better get back into the Christmas spirit ASAP, because Krampus doesn't seem like someone you want to mess around with. Well, that's all I have for movie news for this week, guys. Back to you.
Well, thank you so much, Mikaela. And it is that time now for our headline story. And this one's pretty crazy, so I know you want to take it.
I'll take it from here. So our headline story this week is arguably the biggest story in this past month. And it is with Charlie Sheen's recent confirmation of his HIV positive status on the Today Show. Sheen wanted to make it clear to everyone that he doesn't know how he contracted the virus, which he revealed was diagnosed around 4 years ago. And he also confessed to paying people in the millions to keep his diagnosis a secret. Naturally, with this new news, a lot of people close to Sheen are coming out and speaking up about his diagnosis, but from us at The Loop, we simply wish Sheen the absolute best during this surely difficult time.
Well, that is completely shocking. I really was not expecting that at all.
Yeah, I really do feel sorry for him. I've heard that his life has been very much so downhill. I hear that he's been facing bankruptcy, having to deal with this, and it's very upsetting. And on Twitter, people are making light of it, and I just want to say that I do not think that is okay.
No.
HIV is not a joke. People who contract HIV, no matter who they are, if they're a celebrity, if they're a normal person, they're a person, and it's not right to make light
Exactly. Everybody is still a human being, and that's just a very serious and I'm sure a very difficult thing to hear and have to go through. So definitely, hope he, feels better, and wishing him the best on this one for sure.
Yeah. And with that, that is the end of this week's episode of The Loop. So we want to thank you guys so much for watching.
Absolutely. And you guys are now all in The Loop.
The Loop. Check us out next week.